There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome
We've missed
to
no
our.
time.
It has been precisely 1 week, definitely, since our
sure.
last episode.
Man, I think it's been a whole year. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm missing something.
It's
when
been
was the last time we
year.
played?
I thought we played the
Yeah.
beginning. Oh, did we not play
No.
in like
I
early
don't think we did.
January once? You're right. We meant to, but then didn't.
Yep. Didn't
we
happen.
Yeah. We've had sicknesses, family suddenly visiting a month earlier than they were supposed to, and various other unexpected interruptions.
Yes.
That won't happen
Life
again, though, I'm sure.
finds a way.
Yes, it does.
We are here with the last session.
The last episode of Nobilis.
We decided ahead of time.
Nobilis finds a way.
Yeah, so no matter what happens at the end of this, we're done. I don't know what form is that's going to take, but let's try to make it big.
Mm-hmm.
Entertaining, big, and no care for our characters' lives.
Yep. So, since it's only been a week, we definitely don't need to recap what happened last time.
Nope.
But just
I know
in
what
case
happened.
some of us might not quite clearly remember what happened. Who's about to go to jail? All of us. I think it's all of us, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yes,
all of us.
all of you are currently on trial
I ate people
because
metaphysically. I ate people.
someone tried to change the fundamental nature of
So
an
we
excrusion.
tried to turn an excrusion to be good, which in turn made our god of dreams get eaten by an outside character of nature. He then went and ate the dreams of an entire high school. We ran around trying to find him, found him, and then got put on trial for his crime.
But we fixed it.
Totally his fault.
We gave them
I
new
built
dreams.
a ziggurat.
Oh yeah, see the fixes.
Mm-hmm.
We gave them new dreams with new stories. Built a ziggurat for office workers.
Like
No,
you
the
do.
ziggurat's the new high school. I built it on top of the old high school.
Did I destroy the
So
high
they would
school
never-
physically? I thought I just.
No.
No,
You're
just
just, like,
emotionally,
graduating
mentally, and
Yeah.
metaphysically.
It was just a
And then-
temple to despair, is what it ended up being.
Yeah, well, to fix it, we covered the high school with the ziggurat and put a new high school up top. So they
it's like
never
a
again
different
have to walk
income
through those cursed halls.
in our reincarnation scam. I mean, not
Oh,
scam.
right.
Reincarnation, pointless labor.
Yeah, I built it with meaningless labor. It's because it's in the same place to serve the same function.
Right,
Yeah.
I
And then we
forgot.
got pulled in
You're.
for breaking the law of do no harm to those who have done you no harm.
It's like, do no harm to innocence or something?
Well,
Oh,
it's
yeah, I got this chestnut law.
Yeah, here it is.
Notes. Thou shalt harm none who has done no harm, no wreak more havoc, vengeance than in the seventhfold degree.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. If that rule was havoc, you'd be fucked first session.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget our great lawyer who's helping us out, Matt Murdoch.
Do we
Yes.
need a lawyer? I don't know if a lawyer would help.
Well, I mean, he created a heroic defense for us because I imbued him with the powers of heroism. So
You did.
And I think that we also had, who was it? The LeBlanc? Doing
Benoit Blanc,
Yeah.
Benoit Blanc.
he's not coming to the trial. He's in he's back solving mysteries by himself.
Mhm.
He's not going to help here.
He's playing more Among Us.
I'm not 100% what we did
Actually,
wrong.
he's probably
other
playing
than
Power
one of
now,
us
apparently, if that's the thing that he does, play popular internet games.
is eating an anti-god really a crime? I don't see it.
No,
on the
it was
list.
the eating
we
the
didn't bring
dreams of
that
the
up.
graduating.
Yeah, I
Nobody
kind
knows
of got.
about that yet.
I kind of
'Cause we don't
got
remember it.
mind controlled.
Oh yeah, you mind controlled us so we don't remember.
I mind controlled you, so you don't remember that I got mind controlled by someone else to eat everything.
And now
So
there's
we
like a
remember technically
So-
trying to turn this good. We just don't remember that you were possessed.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. We don't remember. We don't know. There's a nega Derek running around now.
Also
Like
true.
Goopy Derek.
Yes.
Yep,
The
my body
actual was
birthed
distilled into a new form.
Yep.
Oh, what's an actual? You ate something. You ate two things, right?
He ate actual, and then he ate dreams, which made them actual full. Because I
Mhm.
said,
So
be
by
full.
trying to destroy the fundamental of reality by turning an excrucian, which is the essence of nothing, into something that is good, we created an actual, and the actual is basically a matter of, yeah, what you just did can't be done.
So for those of you just joining us,
So-
none of this is going to make any sense.
It doesn't make sense to us.
We've read the book and the lore, and it barely makes sense.
No, I mean an actual is a primordial entity that. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No, listen. My wife, slightly off topic, but I'll bring it back around. My wife finished Grey's Anatomy, so now she's rewatching The Good
How?
Place.
How? You have not explained this breaking of the fundamental laws of physics. How do you
It's
finish
19
Grey's-
seasons, and she finished it in like 3 months because she's a psychopath. That's what happened. she just leaves
What?
it on.
What kind of effect does that have on a person's mind?
I don't.
It
She
means you
literally
don't go to
said, "I
hospitals 'cause
want."
you get struck by lightning and planes.
Does she think the world operates like that now? Has she been brainwashed
No.
into thinking that? Okay, good.
No, she literally said, "I need something new to watch. Let me pick the longest thing I can find on Netflix," and she didn't even last half a year.
The longest thing you can find on Netflix is probably One Piece.
No, they
The
skipped
longest thing
500
she would like. on
Okay.
Okay, related. The Netflix One Piece, they just put out some new episodes, but
really good.
they skip 500 in the Netflix run of One Piece. It goes from like 489 to past episode 1000 with just a big blank
They just
chunk.
skip some episodes in the anime.
Yeah, they
500
skip like
episodes.
500, not just some episodes.
Oh, I thought you meant they skipped the episode numbered
No.
500.
No, they skipped 500 episodes if you're watching One Piece on Netflix.
But the wraparound is
It's like a
the
lot.
afterlife of The Good Place makes more sense than this game right now.
Pretty
That
much.
is also a good show. But anyway,
This is what happens when we bring esoteric game to group of crazy people.
Yeah, it just kind of multiplies the both types of
I
crazy.
wouldn't call this. We'll get to this. We'll get to this after the trial when we're talking about the game. I would not call this game esoteric.
The rules are.
The rules are
Yes.
arcane for sure.
That
but
I mean,
what-
it's definitionally esoteric.
when I went researching in real time for information about the trial, it was really easy to find information on the lore. I didn't even bother trying to look for information on the mechanics because that was impossible to find. Lore good, mechanics hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
But anyway, so yeah, we'll
That's for
open
later.
up. Yeah, we'll open up in the same room that you announced yourselves to the Council of Four in. The four members of the council are all sitting in their seats. There is a crowd of people murmuring in the galley, and the doors fly open, and you four are walking in. Evelyn leads you up into sort of the middle of the semicircle in front of the Council of Four. She gives a curt nod to each of the council and then just scurries off to the side, leaving you four standing. I would say standing there in a now dead silent room.
Derek
All
sneezes.
four.
Derek, what?
Sneezes.
That seems right. Yeah. Bless you.
Thank you. do you have a Kleenex?
I pat my pockets and try and see if I have one, and then realize I can just make a Kleenex out of thin air, and then hand it to you.
Thank you. And he blows his nose.
I could have hired someone to do that.
It would have took like 12 business days to get to him, though.
It is really hard to get into the chambers, right? Then shuts up and realizes that she's in the middle of a quiet, it's like courtroom with everyone staring.
Yeah, Lord Entropy is scowling at all of you, and sort of quirks an eyebrow as you compose yourselves, and says, "You four stand accused of violation of the chestnut law. What say you in your defense?"
Your Honor, we have a council as I point to Member.
He looks at your obviously miraculously instantiated attorney and says, "I see you've come prepared. Counsel?" I'm going to have you play your counsel here. I'm not doing it for you.
Shit.
We're not going to watch Zen GM his own law
Damn it.
scene for like the next 2 hours.
Well, to start with, the chestnut law is thou shalt harden none who has done no harm, nor wreak more vengeance than in the sevenfold degree. We haven't actually caused any harm that has not been rectified and fixed already.
The law does not state rectify any harm inflicted. It says shall harm none.
Okay, then how do we know that these people have done no harm? What do you mean by... Like, everyone has done harm at some point in their lives. This is just very long-awaited karma.
The chestnut law does not apply to humans, only the nobles.
Fair.
Have
They've still done harm.
Yeah, they've still done harm.
Point of order. If the chestnut law does not apply to humans, therefore, what noble have we harmed?
You misunderstand, sir. The intent of the chestnut law is to ensure that no miraculous harm shall come to any being.
Can you point us to said harm that was done?
He waves his hand, and you see a vision of the town. It's a instant replay of Derek sucking up the dreams of an entire graduating class
as an ethereal kaiju.
Yes.
Now you see, in this area here, we see that they weren't physically harmed or miraculously harmed because they have new dreams. We just swapped their dreams. Is there any harm in, showing someone a new path forward? I don't think there is. Could we've gone about it a better way? Sure.
Lord Entropy steeples his fingers in front of him and says, "There are many paths one may take in life, especially amongst the lesser entities of the realms. It is incumbent on us not to inflict change where it is not needed."
Who's to say where change is needed, if not for, and I point to Elizabeth, the noble of change. I don't tell you when and where to desecrate or destroy or scorn.
Who is looking very angry at the moment at the
being pointed at, or at
no, at the his changing the law wording of different changes as opposed to different harm, because I feel like it is an incredibly hypocritical thing for you to be calling on us to have broken the chestnut law. So thou shalt harm none who has done no harm? Your entire presence and existence cause harm. You cause people harm just by being. Who's holding you accountable? We at least tried to fix it.
Derek inches away from Elizabeth.
So does JJ. Just right step.
You can see his eyes begin to smolder a much brighter blood red. You dare call into question the fundamental building blocks of reality over which I have domain.
Yes, because apparently, according to this court, you're doing the same to me.
This is not the case.
Well, then
Desecration,
in-
destruction, and scorn are part and parcel of reality.
And change isn't? And dreams
Of-
aren't?
Of
What the-
course it is not. However, we allow these things to run their course.
No, wait, 1 second. Of course it is not. What do you mean? Are you saying that we are not part of reality?
We are stewards of it.
Then what makes you different?
What? This feels like a dangerous line of arguing.
Completely, yes.
Just checking.
It appears that you were not inducted well enough into the Nobilis to know that our domain over these things, our power, is not to inflict it upon those we deem unworthy or unnecessary or just on a whim. We are reality. We must ensure each piece finds its proper alignment in all of creation.
I change some air into a book and say something along the lines, find a specific page. It looks suspiciously like the Nobilis rulebook, and then read out as if quoting. Lord Entropy doesn't care about humanity. Sometimes he hurts people, sometimes he doesn't. Then
That
flip
sounds
to
like a
another
whim.
page and say, Chestnut Law, thou shalt harm none who has done no harm. And look at Lord Entropy. Why are we being held on trial again?
I know not where you received this book. And he points to one of the nobles who goes over and asks
Turns into slime.
you for it.
No, it turns into slime immediately and boots the ground.
But
I'm
I
sorry.
do know the words from which you read. They're the words of an excrucian. If you had bothered reading the book, you may know this.
Murdoch, how's it going right now? How screwed are we?
We're very screwed.
I mean, yeah. So quoting the words, he turns to you and says, quoting the words of an excrucian before the Council of Four might be a problem.
Okay. I have two options. You tell me. Do you think? Okay, who's the person who really did the harm? If it's if it's just Derek, can we throw him under the bus and we'll be fine?
We've already discussed this. We're all accountable.
The Familia is accountable as a whole.
That was the first thing I tried. Just throwing. That was the first suggestion.
Wouldn't that break the chestnut law because we didn't? If we weren't involved with it, why would they do harm to us?
Basically the same.
Yeah, you are bound. Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when you think the hammer's gonna come down, and I have option B ready to go.
think in the background, Elizabeth is just kind of not stammering, but trying to word salad her way through this because her singular point is really not working, and she's waiting for somebody else, like the actual lawyer.
To refute your point, though, Lord Entropy does call on a woman named Parsippany to come forward and give testimony. Parsippany is the power of fate.
I don't think she likes us.
Yeah, she scowls at you as she walks by.
I have been really throwing.
I'm guessing she really doesn't like Elizabeth, especially.
I think all of us. I think we all fall under
Fate and change, though, tend to butt heads a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've also hijacked reincarnation.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair.
Being a bunch of small children to change their fate in our dungeon chancel.
Oh yeah, we are imbuing them with useless powers to alter their world permanently.
Yeah,
it's amazing how well you guys are delivering her testimony, so I don't have to.
It's like, I just had a quick visit to your chancel, and there is a list of breaches.
Yeah. But mostly her point is that graduating class had a fate. They no longer have that fate. Their fate is different.
Yes, that's what change is.
Their fate was taken from them forcibly.
Is that a harm? Or is it just, is there a harm if I choose to eat toast or cereal?
What?
I approve. I like this line of argument.
Counter-argument.
The power of breakfast stands up and says, yes.
There it is. I would like to call on the power of harm.
That's probably the closest thing would be Entropy, who's the power of destruction.
Yeah, Lord Entropy is probably
closest to the judge of harm. Derek's been listening quietly to this whole thing, and he says, dreams die all the time, and usually they're replaced with new ones. I don't know if what I did wasn't harm, for sure, but I don't think it's always wrong to stop someone's dream. When I was going to school, I think 5 or 6 people in my class all wanted to be president. And only one of them could be president.
Sure.
4 years at a time, but yeah.
He doesn't know that.
Yeah, technically they could all be president, but yeah, that's fine. Keep going.
So he says, I guess what I'm trying to say is that sometimes when dreams die, it just lets people do things that they really want more. It lets them find a dream that fits them better. When I gave people new dreams after what happened, I tried to make sure that they worked for them.
I think at that point, Sir Alam sort of leans forward and says, they do speak correctly. They have made strides toward rectifying any harm made.
We put that up on the screen.
The montage of like me
No,
giving
I
out
just want
like
I just want a
like
big
goodie
picture
bags
of my
of dreams or
ziggurat.
something to people who
I just
walk
want
by.
like a big picture of my ziggurat up
Oh.
on the stream to show that they
Yes.
have been
Don't do the ziggurat. No, not ziggurat time.
duly paid back for any such harm.
It's probably like the Overwatch interns put together this like architectural highlight of the ziggurat, like this new
It stands towering over the entire town now.
this new design project. Yeah.
Come see the ziggurat in Modesto.
Yeah, this
Wherever
tourist
you're from.
attraction school.
Suralam looks at the other three and focuses her gaze on Ananda and says, "They did not do much more than you have, Lord. Do you remember visiting Earth? An entire town gone mad simply from your presence."
As a player, I remember reading about that, but Derek would have no idea.
Yes, no, I'll be in character. In which case, in character, I say, see, that's what I was trying to say. Nobles harm others simply by being.
Do we know where that town
Yeah,
is?
let's not go down that line of argument
It's in
because then we're
Michigan
going to be
somewhere.
labeled excursions.
The best we can do is to try and fix what we've done and do good by it. The
Very
chestnut
well.
top is
Let us talk of the consequences of your actions.
Walked right into that one.
Tell me, how did all of this come to pass? What was the catalyst?
So, if I remember correctly, the only part that we forgot was that there was a weird thing that appeared and Derek ate it. Everything else we remember, right?
Sure, I told the others absolutely everything, and they got there a tad late. But I think that there has been accusations enough that we all know what happened.
Yeah, like
so
you guys are.
Yeah, who wants to relate the story? I think Elizabeth, you were.
Nope, I'm not saying a thing.
The one that did it?
Somebody
Okay,
say
then I'll say
story?
it. Then I'll say like, well, I think it happened after so Zen, you will probably remember. Do you remember if Derek made himself forget what happened as well?
Yes, you forgot that you were.
I forgot that I ate the thing. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
You have no idea.
So he says, like, I started feeling sick when we were visiting the excursion. Elizabeth was doing something to him, but I don't remember what. I got there and he was like racked and Derek wouldn't know the word racked in this moment. At least he's more 7-year-old than ancient entity.
He's holding his tummy in pain.
Yeah, he was hurting. But he said he was gonna be okay. And then I felt sick, and then everyone was for some reason mad at me. And then I ran away, and then I felt even more sick, and I felt really hungry. And sometimes I can sort of I haven't done it before, but I know I can sort of eat dreams if needed. It's part of my power, but I never did it before. I thought maybe it's because I haven't done it, and I was hungry, so I started eating. But then I just kind of felt hungrier and worse as I ate. And it's kind of a haze. I don't remember exactly what happened after, for sure, but I remember being in the school back to myself again after everything happened. But I think I was sick or something. I didn't do it on purpose.
Sir Alam nods and says, I do not believe the harm was intended, but it has come to pass nonetheless. And Ananda leans forward, staring at Elizabeth, and says, what was done to the excrucian?
Derek doesn't
I
know,
forgot
so
like
he's just gonna,
superheroes.
yeah.
I was serving the rule of war. I was trying to do the best we could to find a way to make the war come to an end.
That is not an answer.
I
I
think
was trying
she...
to turn an excrucian good, okay?
And how did you go about doing that?
I'm the power of change.
So...
I made it so.
Except it didn't really work, Derek says. He seemed like he was back to himself after.
Apparently not, Lord Entropy says through his steepled fingers. What change did you inflict upon the excrucian?
I just tried to make him good.
And what happened? There seems to be a lot of curiosity behind that question.
I don't really know. I do remember Derek hurting, and the excursion did seem to be back to normal. He's still captured, by the way. It's okay there. But he didn't seem to think that he had been changed, but I felt the power go out, and I thought it worked.
Should we get him?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, he's currently safe and contained. I don't...
Derek doesn't say this, but he's asking, like, the court. He's asking... He's not asking you guys.
Yeah, we're trying to hush you.
Yeah, like, no, let's not bring your bad guy friend.
He might be a good witness.
Oh yeah, he would remember, wouldn't he?
He might remember. He might be unaffected, or at least partly unaffected by the memory thing. I'm not sure. But if anyone would be unaffected, it would be him.
Because I think that was like a level 9/10 whatever was
The
happening.
forgetful thing was just my, like, instinct, effectively. It was...
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a level 9 miracle or anything like that.
Okay.
So yeah, Derek asked the court again, like, I think we can bring him here. His words are magical, so we probably want, like, a safety spell or something to stop him from using them.
Could we make him right?
But he might know what happened.
Hakadosh is sitting there laughing. You you think he's going to be a problem?
No, I just didn't want to be surprised, or him to surprise us.
I have a feeling that all of us could handle him. Bring him here.
Okay.
Let us hear what he has to say.
Perfect.
Oh, dear.
So, right here and now, I want to manifest... Can I manifest just the painting that he's trapped in? Or, if not, I can manifest my whole anchor here.
Yes, please manifest your entire anchor in the courtroom and put them all into the desk.
Perfect. So, with permission, I manifest this courtroom to become a jazz club courtroom now.
Okay.
So I think all of the like benches that are watching in the sides turn into like bar tables and stools and chairs, and like it's the aesthetic changes, the layout stays exactly the same. Um, there's and then yeah, the paintings off to the side, hang on a wall, the large dogs playing poker painting there, and so I walk into the painting like before. Do you want to have a scene of me talking to him, or do I just walk out with him?
I think you can just walk out with him unless there's something particular you want to do beforehand.
Nope, I'm good.
Muzzle him.
They said they got him, so nah, I'm good. I'll just let him. Like,
Good.
okay,
I plug my ears.
okay.
I'm going to stare at him very hard and definitely not get tricked again with that.
I do
repeating.
tell him before we go, like, so he's not walking out blind. I'm like, yeah, we're kind of need you to answer some questions over what happened with Elizabeth, and there's some people here that are asking questions. Derek isn't intentionally hiding that it's like the court, but he doesn't think to immediately bring it up. Yeah, I'm just trying to not make him think he's getting out free and then walk into a courtroom full of enemies.
I do think as a ruse, because I do own a whole company that reincarnates people. As a bribe, I would like to offer our excrucian friend, if you behave well at the trial, I'd like to offer him a chit, basically.
A reincarnation.
I don't
know if
think
that
that's
works
how
that way.
works on. I don't think that works on exclusions because they're not part of existence.
I mean, yeah, he'll take it and he puts it in his
trade to
pocket.
someone else.
Just in case, do note that if you are found in contempt of court, that will turn you into a pie when you use it.
It's like I like pie. Why not? Better than my current situation.
Better than very dead. So just be nice.
Hey, look,
Did
Derek
you win
is a
most of
very-
your games? Because he was stuck in permanent playing poker against dogs jail. So
More than I lost.
How much did you win by?
How many biscuits?
Like, was it a
I could imagine
amount,
describing like
or
the
was it
poodle's the
close?
one you have to watch out for.
I think he looks at you and says, "I think we're about to find out."
I don't know what that means.
That's terrifying.
Big gods. We found them.
Yep. So we're back in the middle of the courtroom with him. It just now has jazz playing in the background.
So the entire galley is now aflutter with whispers of an excrucian in the locust court. This is something that has never happened before.
With permission.
You can see that while they don't think it's a problem, the Council of Four is tense, ready to react. I can't remember. Did they know which excrucian you had
believe
locked
so.
up?
Yeah.
Okay. Lord Entropy looks down at him and says, "Coriander, you have been a thorn on our side for far too long. But it appears that your testimony may clear up a few things. And while we are loath to offer any leniency, I can assure you that your cooperation will allow you to walk free." Coriander regards him for a minute, nods, rather nonchalantly, honestly. And he says, and what of my belongings? Anybody have anything to say?
No,
Keep the gun.
no, he doesn't get the gun. He's gonna shoot us all and tell us we're not dead.
You don't get the magic gun. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the magic
I
gun.
have no opinion. He can have the gun if he wants the gun.
No, it's in a secure facility by top men. Top men.
I hired like 4 dudes to watch it.
I was gonna say Batman would probably do it because he will literally think of every possible safeguard. That's his stereotype.
But not from that one Gotham City. I wouldn't get that Batman.
No, not that
Different.
Batman.
Different Batman.
From a good Gotham, not
Yeah.
the one we destroyed.
That Batman is busy.
He's very busy.
So we're all
Um, so yeah, there's some discussion, and it is decided that the abhorrent weapon will likely not be returned. Coriander sort of shrugs and says, "Well, what do you need of me?" He turns to look at the 4 of you.
Oh, what happened after you were changed?
Can you say what happened when Elizabeth visited you?
I visited
Yes.
with you.
I was only there for the second half of it. You visited without me at first, right?
There with you the whole time.
Oh, okay.
No, you called her in to change him.
Mhm.
Like you were
Okay,
both in
I'm
there,
just misremembering
and
that.
then
I was
me.
just supposed to do it slightly less dramatically as opposed
And
to good. You were like,
It's just
be
hammering.
okay with being me.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
You're like,
I
have
asked
him be my friend.
when we visited him, can you describe what happened before, during, and after? I guess, like just the whole thing.
And he describes it almost exactly as it happened. He was in the painting. There, you two arrived. There was some discussion, some talking, and after a little while, the power of change decided that my essence needed tuning. There are very few ways an excrucian can be changed at that level. And I'm not even sure that change really is the concept. But something happened in that exchange that caused me to erupt that miracle. And an actual was born.
What's an actual?
Yeah, a what?
It's sort of, well, it's a primordial being that may or may not have existed before all of you. Call it the skeleton of reality.
I
Gross.
don't
The bones
remember
upon which everything is built. You don't remember that. How could you forget? It was horrific.
I mean, I guess it would have felt it if it was coming from you, but
I
I'm just
I don't
confused.
think any of us remember what happened.
What happened with the actual after it was born?
The boy consumed it.
He did.
That's a bold choice you made there, friend.
And then
And then
Huh?
oh,
He-
then Dusty punched him.
Oh, I did.
Is that why you punched me?
Punched him in the stomach to
You
get him to
did.
throw it up.
You did try to get me to throw it away, punching me in the stomach.
Did it work?
I don't think it did, because then we don't remember why you punched him. So we were just mad at you, and then Derek went and
Why did
ran
I
away.
eat it?
Yes, Derek. Why did you
Why
eat the
did you
skeletal
eat-
building blocks
I don't
of reality?
know. He doesn't know that it was made of dreams.
Your Honor, we found it. We found the issue.
We found the culprit. It was the actual. Bring the actual here on trial.
We don't know anything about it.
Oh, can we do that?
We don't know
Yo.
that it was birthed separately. As far as we're aware, it might still be inside Derek, though he's not feeling sick anymore.
Can I hire someone to find the actual?
Just
Please
app
do.
it. So if you see this like grayscale person, it's probably,
Well, the thing is, you don't even know that's what it is now.
No.
Like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
I'm just imagining Spider-Man 3 Peter Parker when Venom Peter Parker feels like the actual Peter Parker. Like he's just goth Derek. He's not anything
Derek.
different.
He's walking around New York dancing.
Dyed black hair.
Yeah. Can we get someone to drag the actual in?
But even that, yeah, as Senda said, he might not be Derek anymore.
I mean, we just hire someone to look for foundational skeletal building blocks of reality. That'll work. We can update with more information as we have it.
Is there an exclusion of actuals here?
I mean, it's a level 7 greater
We-
creation. Generated
As a
industry.
player, we should probably let the, much more experienced court members make some decisions.
They're currently speaking quietly amongst each other. And after a moment, Ananda turns to you all and says, "It seems there were some very misguided actions taken. Now, we haven't had that much experience experimenting on excrusions. And due to our lack of knowledge in this realm, we really can't hold you accountable. Even we don't know what would happen if we were to attempt such a thing." However, this actual, where is it now?
Derek, like, at first pats his stomach and looks down and says, "No, I don't. If it was what was making me sick, I don't think it's here anymore."
Well, I think.
Is it
So,
perhaps filled with the dreams of children now?
When we were looking for you, remember I made you. We found your body
Huh?
at the
You
hospital.
didn't tell him that.
You never
Yeah.
told him this. He like looks at his arm. My body? Again,
Yep.
it's still like at
Jelly.
90% opacity, but very slightly see-through, but he doesn't seem to realize it.
Yeah, I remember you were very you're bloated, and I made you full, and that's what brought you back. So maybe it's in your body.
Wait, you made me
Not
full?
this body. Yeah, because I
We were
remember you said
eating
you were
the dreams
hungry.
of children. Remember, let's just keep that front and foremost.
Can you bring us Derek's unconscious body, please, bailiff?
Derek is completely confused, has no idea what you're talking about.
It won't make sense. You're fine. Okay, Derek. Just
So
Santa Claus is real.
After you speak for a minute,
I could just imagine, like, Santa Claus is like a noble here, the noble of Santa Claus.
He's an
he's a power of presence.
He's the power of presence, joy,
And cookies.
family,
Probably cookies.
cookies. Definitely cookies. Every extrusion has to have one kind of like out of place power. That's why we're dreams, stories, change, and
Nobles.
menial labor.
Yep.
Yep. So Ananda continues and says, now, I don't know how much about actuals you might know, but they have a singular drive. Obviously, at some point, this one's drive was to consume, having affected your friend here.
Oh.
But now that it has consumed and completed that drive, who knows what it might be up to now?
So
Chillin'?
does anyone know what happens when it fulfills its drive? Or has that never happened before?
It has. They usually go on to bigger and better things.
Like
So Derek's mind flashes back to the graduation ceremony of like bigger and better things like that.
Well, to put it bluntly, there used to be 10 planets in your solar system.
I knew it.
Did an actual eat a planet?
Less 8 and more caused it to cease being.
Oh.
No.
Was Neil deGrasse Tyson a noble who made Pluto not a planet anymore?
No, he's just an asshole.
So, does the actual go on trial for the chestnut law? Like,
No, let's not talk about trials. We've been acquitted. Let's
Yeah,
move on.
we were acquitted on a technicality, I believe.
Yes, but this is your mess to clean up.
Didn't we?
I think can we get some help? This is a
Can
little
we
out of
go
our
back
pay
to the-
grade.
Can we go back to the ziggurat? We helped.
Who knows the most about actuals?
Don't say coriander. Don't say coriander. Don't say coriander.
He just grins.
coriander.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that would probably be me, chaps, as Merryweather steps forward from the gallery.
Are you an actual?
No,
No, he.
God forbid, no. I am, however, well versed in all manner of things. A functionary does need to know everything that happens.
Okay.
So,
So how do we
like a
kill it?
real
You don't necessarily kill it, more neutralize.
Define neutralize? Like,
Depends on the actual.
That's fair. Do we know where this guy is?
I would have a feeling that Derek could find him.
Derek, do you know where the monster is?
I guess we could check under beds.
Merryweather comes over to you and puts a hand on your shoulder, Derek, and says, "This thing was inside you. Concentrate. It's probably affecting your estate."
Oh, okay. And he closes his eyes. And yeah, he's going to assume it's probably a miracle to figure out how your estate is being affected.
Yes.
a very low level, I think.
Yeah, let me go find it. I don't know if it would be that low level.
I think it's a 0 level persona. Know how
Yeah,
a thing is changing when you're in your state. Oh,
yeah,
well, that's
domain.
my version of it. Domain is danger sense.
Yeah, I'm going to do a state. I think Derek is going to quickly have a cat nap because he actually can see better about these things when he's dreaming. Because my 0 level domain is portents of doom when I'm dreaming. That sounds appropriate.
Yes, that would work. So yeah, you quickly drift off, and You find yourself staring through something else's eyes, although the height is pretty familiar. It's something about your size. And you see this vision of your what is ostensibly yourself, like walking through yeah, you're walking through the coma ward. And you walk up to one man that's obviously been in a coma for a rather long time. It's not you, it's someone else. And you can see a hand, a child's hand go like over top of its mouth and become sort of an oozy, viscous, like black fluid a little bit that like seeps up the nose and down the throat of the person. And the body shakes and racks and looks like it's having a seizure, and its eyes spring open, and the eyes are all black and covered in stars. It looks like little galaxies inside of each of its eyes.
And I believe eyes covered in stars are what extrusions have, right?
No.
Okay.
Not necessarily. It's not an excrusion thing. It's the actual is not consuming anymore. It's reproducing.
Okay. Turning more people in there into more humanoid actuals. So
that sounds bad.
a zombie plague. It's fine. It's just a zombie plague.
Is he still in a coma? The gentleman in the ward, or has he woken up and gotten up and caused a stir?
I could imagine a scene where a nurse comes in and says like it's a miracle. You're awake after like 30 years, and then she walks up to him and he like puts his hand on her face and yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what's happening.
Perfect. And there's just like music that is apocalyptic playing in the background.
Can we nuke this version of reality?
I don't think they
and
care.
Go to a new one.
Oh, this version of reality.
You're not Rick and Mortying your way out of this situation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the power of the multiverse is not going to let that happen. They're keeping all those doors for themselves.
You've got a lot. You just get rid of one.
Nope. You got to deal with your own Cronenbergs.
All right.
Okay. So Derek wakes up in like from suddenly and says I don't think he says what happens. I think we probably just he looks at you like he knows we need to go. And I think we just head there unless you want to continue the conversation and scene before we go there. I assume we're going there immediately.
That is up to you.
I might ask Merriweather if we should make a stop.
Where?
Merriweather, do you think the gun might be able to kill it?
If you think yourself capable of wielding such an object without it corrupting you?
Sure.
What was that thing? Did it do if you touched it again?
Let's figure it out. It's the last session, dude. Let's go.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you're just gonna change your thing like all stories end in tragedy or something like that.
Instead of comedy, it turns into the tragedy phase.
Yep.
Hey, maybe you can turn it into Chekhov's gun.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
It means the thing is it's only gonna fire then if people see it before you shoot it. You have to openly carry it around in order for it to work.
All right, so let's
right as American.
Where were you keeping the gun?
Back in the chancel. There's it looks like it should be like a broom closet, but it opens into the the Hall of Heroes. Because I made my superhero team.
Okay.
It's sort of back in another back room, and it's just in a box because we haven't had time to make a vault yet.
That's right. And none of you ever held on to it for that long.
We haven't touched it even, like,
No.
without it being wrapped up or through a blanket, or, like, we have avoided that thing even before we knew it was a problem. Accidentally.
We wanna, we also grab an intern child. The porter said firearm.
No, we don't give it to one of them.
How about an adult intern? I think that might work a little better here.
Why don't we just keep it in a box and then we'll pull it out if we need it, so we don't have to touch it?
I was gonna have a child hold a box.
Can we? You know what? I'm going to. Matt Murdock's services are no longer needed. He did this pro bono, so he gets whisked away, and a giant Viking-looking man is summoned to telekinetically put it in my bag.
Oh.
And I give him some chicken nuggies as payment.
Of
Okay.
course.
Yeah,
Yep. And then you go
That's a
send
Viking
him
space.
off a spaceship.
Yep.
Yeah, I send him through space.
Space Viking.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That was the Ein cameo of the whole.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. So you now have the a rifle butt sticking out of your what is it, a school bag backpack? What kind of backpack we talking?
Pretty much.
It's a duffel bag. We'll make it a duffel bag so it's not as suspicious.
Okay.
Oh, good. The duffel bag you wear with your trench coat.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
The most
Completely.
non-suspicious outfit one could wear.
It's
Here's
fine
the
in the
worst
Matrix,
part.
so it's fine in real life.
The worst part is, I have a passion for wearing black also.
Yeah, you're definitely not looking like the main character from Underworld.
Yeah.
The duffel
I
bag
don't
and
look
a
like
black
Neo.
trench coat.
Okay. So yeah, you've got the aberrant weapon in a bag that you're carrying.
Hmm.
I suppose you're heading to the hospital.
I would
Yeah,
like
we're
to
heading
clear
to.
the schedule on the hospital en route.
Okay, you're gonna perform a miracle that makes all meaningful. You're destroying meaningless labor at the hospital. So like everybody that's.
I don't know if hospital work counts as meaningless labor.
I mean, there
It
are some
feels
people.
meaningless.
I'm rendering the whole hospital meaningless, and then
You're making
clearing
it
the
meaningless.
schedule.
Okay.
You're setting the whole
Cool.
the whole hospital to be cleaned top to bottom for no
I
reason.
mean, making the hospital meaningless is useful in that the plague wouldn't seem to spread anymore, because if plague was spreading from the hospital, that would be meaningful, so it can't. So.
I'm basically trying to clear all the staff out on the way there. So that's the goal.
That's
Okay.
definitely not.
I mean,
I like the idea of like a meaning quarantine on there. So because there's no meaning coming out of it, nothing bad can happen.
It's just that I don't control meaning. It's just that there's no meaningful work happening in this facility anymore.
Mhm.
okay. I mean,
And as
yeah.
a result, there's no consequences in just like clearing the schedule.
All right. Well, spend your miracle points as you need to make this happen.
Is that greater destruction or lesser destruction?
It's pretty targeted.
It's probably lesser.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's 3 points. Cool.
Okay. So yeah, we get the overhead shot of it, everyone just sort of meandering out of the hospital, like heading to their cars. Like it's like everyone's shift got over at once.
Yeah.
We're done here.
Nothing left to do today.
All the surgeries are done.
Do any of those people
In the
leaving
middle
have
of them.
black ARs?
Yeah. People working on getting better. Stop.
All the physical therapy stops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do any
Right.
people leaving have black starry eyes?
Given that they were not working at that point in time, probably not. Like this wouldn't have affected them. So yeah, you find yourselves at the we'll say it's the emergency room entrance of the hospital on the ground floor. What do you do?
Man, this is exactly like Left 4 Dead. This is creepy.
A giant bone sword I haven't used yet.
You have to assume that the
You're
people
just gonna
okay.
you're
It's
just gonna
time
nuke it from space.
I look around, it's like, what do we do?
Well, there are patients in there, right? So maybe we try and get them out, or
Are you
get.
sure? I thought we took care of
Yeah,
that.
we just got in trouble.
No, you
Derek,
just got
while
rid of
you're
anyone that was
discussing this,
working
Derek
there.
is gonna try to do a miracle, which is to make every single person in there, presumably it won't affect those who are actuals,
Actuals.
fall asleep and sleepwalk out of the building.
Okay.
That's not good when only people left are very ill, but
It's better than turning into a monster.
You know what we could do is, if they can't walk, I could use my stories to do healing on them. The
Can we
story of their
wait.
healing.
The
can
story
we
of
suck
them.
them into a
Do you want to do that
suck
first?
them into a dream world?
Also, change the distance between here and the nearest hospital so that they are walking out of the building and like up the steps of another
Into
hospital.
another hospital?
Yeah.
Well, that's a breach. That'll
A
let the actual slip into another hospital real easy.
Yeah, we need the meaningless zone around it still.
We need
Okay,
the...
we give it a little bit of distance and they go through a quarantine check first.
Okay. Yeah, I can conjure dreams into reality. That's lesser creation, summoning, or animation. That's probably the best thing that it can.
I'd assume mine would probably be around the same level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I could just do that because my domain is 4.
My domain is 3, so I'll spend 1 point.
They're not 100% better. They're just good enough to walk. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think mine is a 7, so I'll spend a couple points and not make it constant. So it's just a matter of the distance between this and the newest hospital is changing like taffy. Of now it's 1,500 kilometers away. Now it's 1 kilometer away. Now it's a meter. Now it's on the next galaxy. And we don't question how the landscape or any of this works.
Perfect. So the hospital at the end of the universe.
So it's the non-Euclidean hospital.
Yep.
The distance for patients has
Yes.
changed between the two hospitals.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so working together, you all managed to get the sick and infirm mobile enough to sleepwalk the changing distance
The
to the next hospital.
The end distance to the next hospital.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. It's a lot of delta here.
Too many math.
So yeah, we see people in various states of injury, all well enough to walk.
If you can't walk, you can crawl.
Yep.
Or if you can't run, you can walk. You
I'm
can't
just gonna
walk,
imagine,
you can
like,
crawl. Yeah.
this happened in the middle of like probably some surgeries happening. So there's like some people that are like sleepwalking, like on their surgical table, and like, yeah, it's
There's
fine.
getting sleepwalked like pushed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Someone is calmly sleepwalking, pushing a surgical table,
Yes.
and it's very clean.
it's very very clean.
Very sanitary.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No infections happening from this
Nope.
whatsoever.
None.
It's fine.
Let's get the actual of or the whatever they're called of diseases to make sure they don't get diseases.
The noble of disease.
The normal disease.
Yep.
I think you want the noblest sanitation, but sure.
I mean,
agree.
same difference.
Either one could probably
They
do it.
would both disagree.
The end result is the same. It's the process that's different. That's all.
Yep.
All right. Hospital is clear
Yeah.
for.
The hospital is entirely clear of everything except for the actual infected.
From space. Nuke it from
From space.
I
I don't think it's gonna work, but
I did put orbital drop.
don't we have
giant bone
Meriwether
sword.
with us? Do you want to consult him before, dropping a gigantic sword from space?
Meriwether goes, nuke it from space.
Well, we haven't seen what would happen, so I'll take notes.
This is you are directed by the council to clean up your mess. I am
All
merely
right.
here as an observer.
Mm.
All right, time for the fang of truth.
Yeah,
The
you're not saying
orbital
not to
dropping
nuke it from
giant bone
space.
sword. It does say lie targeting, but I do think I don't need to target a hospital.
So,
It's fine. Textrix is in there, and he said he was Derek's friend. Nuke it from
right,
space.
no,
have
wait,
your
hold on.
lie.
We need to go get him. Derek just runs in. He just runs into the
Oh.
hospital without thinking.
No.
Could I still do it?
Yes.
Yeah, he's goopy. He'll survive. Do it.
He'll survive?
He's goopy.
Oh, my.
Do we get
Oh wait,
there?
but his real body's in there. I don't know if he survives.
well,
his real body.
No,
Let-
his body would have been pushed out.
Does anyone remember?
Actually, that's
seeing
probably
Derek's
true. My real body probably sleepwalked away without me realizing it.
That's true. Yeah,
What
in the crowd,
All right.
anybody that was playing Where's Waldo would have noticed Derek's 30-year-old
accurate.
age
Yeah.
body.
All right, let's do it. Derek can't be trusted to interact with the actual. Last time he ate it. And
He
we
did the
know-
classic thing a kid does. If you don't know what it is, put it in your mouth and see if it's good.
Yeah. And we know that one guy's a liar. So that feels
I
like
mean, I
all
think
of the...
we'd be doing that guy a favor. Like, he's kind of like a nihilist, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of like, who cares?
Yeah. I would like to drop the giant sword from space
So-
onto the hospital.
I need to ask you if there's like an anime montage of like the cannon preparing the sword for like 30 seconds before it fires.
Now,
How does it look?
It's more that you look up and you see the glint like reverse Team Rocket.
Perfect.
Just instead of
Does it burn? Like,
People.
does it cause like? Does it burn in the atmosphere partly? Like,
it drops from orbit.
Yes,
yeah.
there's
So there's
re-entry.
flame,
Yeah.
re-entry flames.
It's a flame, at this point, it's a flaming giant bone sword.
Perfect.
Wait, foam?
Bone.
Bone.
Oh,
Bone. Yeah,
Yeah.
as it's
Presumably
going
from
down,
some ancient celestial titan, but we don't know.
Yeah.
as it comes down,
There doesn't appear
JJ's
to be
like,
one piece of bone.
JJ's like, oh wait, we probably shouldn't be this close.
No, we shouldn't. We would like to take some steps back.
we
All right,
step
so-
onto, the changing distance between hospitals and wait for it to change further.
I can imagine. I mean, Zen, you can describe this fully. I can imagine Derek is like, Textrix, there's a boom.
It is targeting text, right? Because that's the one point that we're targeting.
Okay, it's targeting Textrix.
'Cause
So
that's the one point
Derek,
it has strike. It does have strike inherent in the object as well.
Yes.
I'm going to assume that the orbital drop sword, it's not instantaneous, right? It takes
drop
Probably
from
roughly a
orbit.
minute
Yeah.
to fall
Yeah.
from orbit.
it takes it takes a narratively appropriate amount of time. So Derek, what are you doing in the hospital?
Derek is looking for Textrix. He's gonna yell, Textrix, there's a sword coming. You should come with me. He doesn't know you're targeting Textrix. He thought you're targeting the building, so he's gonna bring Textrix out to you guys.
Can't lie.
Oh my god. All right. So yeah, you get up to the chapel where you normally find Textrix. And he looks over at you and he's like, gee, a lot of people seem to have left. What's
Yeah,
going on?
Actual zombies. Like, not not actual zombies, but actual zombies. We should go. There's a giant sword coming.
Actuals?
You seem to be a bit worked up, mate.
There's a giant sword that's gonna slam into the building from space. We should run.
All right, so we John Woo this shit. As you guys begin running down the hallway, some
in the sky start.
yeah. So we
ultra core.
we get the flash of
I
them
didn't
like
know
running
out
down
of
the
character
hallway,
when I decided
giant
to do
sword,
this.
them running down the hallway, giant sword, closer.
Yep. I didn't know out of character when I decided to do this that you were aiming for him, so I didn't know in character when Derek ran in.
It's the only thing I had to target.
I was suggesting him as the target.
All right, so since none of you outside knows exactly what's happening, and it was decided that Derek could survive this because he's goopy, Derek, are you doing anything inside, miraculously or otherwise, to ensure you get out of the building?
You know what? I think I might have us escape into a dream world. If we realize we can't, I'm just like, okay, and that's just like make us temporarily leave this reality.
What does that do to this?
Well, it'll probably keep falling where it was going, I guess. But that's up to Indigo. It could come with us if it decides its target's in another reality. It might follow us.
phrases that describe this sword: orbital dropping, lie targeting, giant bone sword.
So if we suddenly vanish, its target vanishes when it's already on its way down. It would probably just
Continue on its trajectory.
continue on trajectory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the three words I had. It made it. Well, yeah. It targeted. It orbital drops. It targets. It's a giant bone sword.
Okay. So yeah, one of my lesser creation is trapping someone in a dream world. So I'll willingly send us both into a dream world.
Okay. So you pop out into a dream world as the giant bone sword crushes through the heliport on top, straight down the middle of the hospital, and the building just sort of implodes on itself.
Yeah.
There's a massive, billowing dust that just cakes all of you standing there watching this. And it takes a while. Car alarms are going off. Cars are stopping. People are running and screaming. As the dust settles, you all look and everything seems quiet. What do you do?
Derek emerges I don't know what it would look like when he and Tetris emerge from the dream world afterwards.
Oh, a sword comes flying at you.
Yeah, that's yes.
Wait, if we come back, it flies back again?
No, just from where it landed.
It's targeting texture.
Perfect. I didn't know that.
No one else can see it, but there is a giant bone sword stuck into the ground where there once was a hospital.
Yeah.
It's like Mjolnir.
So much bigger. But yeah, no, I emerged from the dream world sort of on top of the rubble.
The sword begins falling.
Yeah.
Oh, good. You're fine. I say, eyeing Textrix.
We knew you'd be okay.
We run towards you from the falling sword. It seems to follow us as it tips over.
Yeah, it changes. It keeps doing this as it's falling.
Yeah.
And yeah, the rest of you see the sword falling towards Textrix, and now you, because they're coming towards you.
Yeah.
Dusty, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off!
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
It's not a power. It's a gift.
I pull out my dark saber and I hit the button, turn it on, hit the button, turn it off. So is this.
Yeah, I
the
set it up as a
changing
fail
ground
state.
variety, so
This is supposed to be for if something's going to kill me, it doesn't stop if they kill me.
Derek will
Oh,
yell out an
no,
idea if you're out of ideas.
I was just gonna let it cut
just have to
textures
let
in
it
half.
hit him.
No,
That
Derek's
was my
gonna
plan.
yell out as we're running. Call Superman! Call Superman! Call Superman!
Superman can handle this.
Superman, it's a falling sword. It's fine. He can handle it.
Isn't Superman weak to magic? It's like one of the
Yeah,
Yeah, explicitly.
it's not
Don't
targeting
worry,
him.
I'll call my friend back. I bring back Ein.
That's a bit high scale for telekinesis.
Space Viking.
the
Use your brain.
Blades of the Dark Hunter character.
Oh, you mean
The
He has
Phoenix?
the power of like a god
Phoenix.
troll.
I mean, he did share power with the. Ein, you try to fix it. You know, I can summon both because I could do two things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I summon Ein to try and telekinetically hold it, and then the Phoenix do Phoenixy stuff. I don't know.
Get people
Okay.
out of-
Okay. Nope. You said it. We're going with it.
Oh dear.
Do
Ein-
Phoenixy. Oh no,
Ein
he's gonna.
stands there doing the mental thing, holding it up like he's obviously fighting and just trying to deflect it. Right? He's not going to hold it up, but he can at least try to push it to the side. The Phoenix sees the duffel bag.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Unzips it, pulls out the abhorrent weapon, Retho,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
aims at the takes aim at the approaching sword and fires. The bullet pierces the bone and shatters it.
Does it keep going?
Well, I mean, there's a shower of bone shards and everything else. The most of the blade falls short of where you all are standing.
Okay. I was half expecting the bullet to keep going through the sword to start stripping the atmosphere from the earth or something like that.
No.
Okay.
No, you do see it shoot off into the sky like a meteor, but yeah, the flaming bullet continues on. And the Phoenix racks another round into the rifle, puts it up over his shoulder, turns to you, and you can see his hair begin to grow and turn red. His skin begin to turn a white pallor.
No.
His eyes turn black.
No.
And standing before you is Coriander Hasp.
Summon the bone sword again.
You'll just shoot it again.
Known him to lie to us ever.
I greater motion him, spending all of my points.
Greater motion?
Yeah. That's
like the level 9 domain.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What is your miracle doing?
So this is what I have
gonna
written.
hurt, just so you know.
Yeah, you're gonna take some harm from doing a big miracle like this.
That's what I have written for greater motion.
Okay.
Are you're
WandaVision it? Okay.
Yes.
So I have domain of 4. I'm spending my 6 miracle points. What else can I spend on this?
I could see it trapping him in an alternate reality where he wins, or like a pocket reality where he gets everything he wants.
Yeah.
Including the destruction of the pocket reality that he's in.
But I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Now, so if it's a greater motion, can I just can the motion be like he is Coriander, but he's also the Phoenix?
Oh, like merging him?
Yeah, like I wanna merge them together. So
Coriander's stuck in
we're
the
still bros. He's stuck in the Phoenix's story.
Hmm?
He can go over to the Blades in the Dark universe.
Yeah,
and
he's gotta go
rule
clear up
there.
Blades of the Dark.
He doesn't
Frankly,
rule it.
probably an improvement to the setting.
So your miracle is that you're shunting him into the Phoenix's story. If
Yes.
he's going to take over the Phoenix, then he will damn well be the Phoenix.
Yes.
Feels fair.
Who's going to
Balance.
kill the
This-
Emperor
this-
now?
This seems remarkably like trying to change an an excrucian.
It's fine.
It does.
No,
It's
I'm not
fine.
trying to
What
make him
happened last
good.
time?
I don't
I'm
think
just
that was the
putting-
issue.
I'm just putting him where he's at
Okay.
now. I'm putting him in the Phoenix's story.
You could make it so it's more of like he has to act like the Phoenix, not be the Phoenix, or like more like it
Yeah.
shackles on his behavior.
Yeah.
No, but you can't. I think the issue is affecting him. Like that's where we run into problems. We
I
can
think the
affect
issue
his
isn't affecting him
circum-
because we've affected him before without issues. The issue is
was a matter of
changing him at his fundamental
fundamentally.
substance.
So shackles on the way he has to behave. I mean, I can personally see some problems down the road, but we don't care about this.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah,
Or does he just shoot us all? That is a secret third option.
Yeah,
He might
I
still
think
shoot
that,
us all.
as this is happening, like he can tell that you're about to cast a miracle, and the aim of Retho is leveled on you as you're about to shunt him away. But I think you're gonna take what is it, miraculous injury, the highest level of injury you can take,
Okay. What is deadly?
probably.
Yeah, deadly 1 or 2 serious surface.
So you're gonna take 1 deadly wound.
is this from the casting or the gunshot if he's shooting?
This is the casting. This is
Oh.
pumping all of his miraculous energy. You are severely weakened by doing this. Basically, it takes
Got it.
every ounce of your power.
Weakened deadly one.
But yeah, right as you see the hammer on the gun go down and the fire begin coming down the barrel, he's gone. Meanwhile, in another world, a fiery bullet flies across a crowded town square where a who was it? Was it the mayor? I forget who.
It was
who
the
last.
mayor.
Between the Phoenix Strahd, not the
Not Strahd.
the vampire and Adric, I think.
Not Strahd. What's his name? Skurlock.
Lord Skurlock.
Skurlock.
Yep.
It was
Skurlock.
Phoenix, Skurlock, and Adric who at
Yeah.
the end
Only
took out the
survivor.
mayor and like sucked up his magical power.
He probably just shoots them both.
No, it's right
Yeah,
at the
he's-
end of the story.
Mm-hmm.
We have now changed the story that Skurlock was destroyed by a flaming bullet, and then told it was not so. He begins a new life of different undeath.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's I think that settles the problem.
We fixed.
That's the Emperor's problem now.
Well, he has to basically play the Phoenix until the Phoenix dies of old age or
Oh, that's the
violence.
Coriander House problem fixed. I mean, do we fix the actual problem?
No, we haven't even started.
No, I thought we did. I thought we dropped the building on
That's
it.
why I blew
Yeah,
up the
I don't think
building.
that really made them flinch.
Okay, do we think that fixes the problem? That's all we're looking for.
If
You
I
do, and
ate it,
we're gonna do the horror movie ending
oh, okay,
Yes.
perfect.
as you all walk away towards the camera. We see this gelatinous thing come up from the rubble
Oh.
behind you.
Because it can also survive because it's goopy.
Same logic
Oops.
being used.
You thought it was dead, but it's not dead. And as you all like catch that fear and turn, will Sopranos ending fade to black?
No, the Sopranos ending is we all die.
Probably. I think all we
That's
did
why
was make it
fades to
angry.
black.
We haven't even gotten
Yeah,
a drop of blood from it yet. So this is stronger than Thanos.
Yeah, I dropped we blew up the building. Like that kills most things.
Yeah, but
In
most things aren't a
Nobilis?
building
I
block
don't
of
think
reality.
that's true.
No, most things eat buildings.
Yeah,
Maybe we should have asked Merryweather at any point.
we did. He said, let's find out.
Yeah.
We
See,
did ask.
look at all we're learning for the noble court. Like,
Yeah.
if they just had the wherewithal to experiment with the powers of reality itself, they
If
would
they
have learned
just-
all these things.
If they were willing to level city blocks to find out what would happen.
Oh my god.
cleared it.
It's
They
probably
need,
happened
they need
before.
Jamie Heidemann. They need the Mythbusters as powers, and that's how they would do it.
Those are both
You
real
know,
people
I feel
and
like
stories. So that would be interesting.
Ooh.
I feel like the story of I need to figure out how to be good in this new world has kind of
Everything
devolved.
is awful.
Oh, okay,
I am the
okay.
only good thing in this world.
Yeah. JJ
I
real quick went,
understand
oh,
the
nothing
angels
matters.
now. I
Mhm.
understand the angels.
I understand them.
So is it time for our short break before we discuss?
Before we have
Nobilis?
our post-campaign therapy session.
Our
Yeah.
post-mortem.
Yeah, we should stick to a little bit of a format. Like, what is Nobilis? How do we think it works?
Well, we have the
Yeah. What does the game say it's about?
Okay.
How is the game about that?
If you can answer what is Nobilis in under 2 hours, I will buy you dinner.
I don't think anyone can do
I
that.
don't think that's well, we'll figure it out.
We'll be back
We'll be back
in a few minutes to discuss the game.
Yep. We'll leave a review in the form that Nobilis likes.
This is going to be very interesting, actually. I think I probably feel like the most positive about the game than anyone, but I'm not
Oh no,
sure.
I think we have to give it an esoteric sentence as in the review.
Oh, as our
Like, one
final
cannot
sentence? Yeah, we can't actually
one
give it
cannot
anything
put numbers.
remotely resembling a number.
No.
Twitch.
Except
All
Marissa.
right.
All right. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Yep.